This is wrong.
Ginger Runner.
What is up, everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another gingerrunner.com review. I just realized two things. One, I haven't reviewed any products from the brand that I'm reviewing today. And two, I always try to keep it a secret until I reveal the product. The truth is, it's in the title. You already know what I'm reviewing. Today, I'm reviewing a hydration backpack from Nathan, the VaporAir. Nathan has been around for a long time. I know many of you use their hydration packs, handhelds, all that sort of stuff. I can't believe it's taken me this long just to review one of their products. They have a ton of hydration pack options. They also sent me a variety of other review items, smaller items. I'm going to actually talk a little bit about a lot of those at the end of this review. But first, today's main product, the VaporAir, part of their Vapor series of hydration backpacks. This is the lightest, most minimal version of the Vapor series, primarily for race scenarios or scenarios where you need to kind of go light. You don't need a ton of gear. Designed for long training runs or races where you may need some water, some layers, maybe some extra nutrition, a hydration bladder, that sort of thing. But it's for more minimal scenario. You're not going to spend multi-days out into the backcountry with this pack unless you really utilize the space. But I wouldn't recommend it. They have more voluminous packs for those situations. And they also have male and female versions of this pack as well. Okay, so the VaporAir has lots of storage, tons of pocket options, attention to detail, has some waterproof pockets for your electronic devices, cell phone, even has pockets dedicated specifically for trash, salt pills, pole straps, a lot of really cool features for a pack that's supposed to be on the more minimal end. So I'm stoked on that, and I have a lot of things I like and a couple of things I dislike about the VaporAir. I'm going to get to those in this review. Let's get on with this thing. Here are the things that I like about the Nathan VaporAir Hydration Backpack. First up, stretchy chest and sternum straps. Finally, another hydration pack that I've been able to review that has stretchy straps right here in the front. I can buckle it, I can breathe in it, and it still stretches. I am such a fan of stretchy sternum straps. That is actually hard to say 5 times fast. Stretchy sternum straps, stretchy sternum straps, stretchy sternum straps. Give it a shot. In the past few years, I've only found a couple of hydration packs that even utilize this feature, all primarily from the same manufacturer. It is awesome to see other manufacturers utilize the stretchy straps up front. It's not one stretchy strap and a non-flexible piece of webbing. It is actually 2 straps that do stretch that allows you to breathe. If your belly gets big during an ultra marathon, allows it to stretch. Very comfortable up front. Multiple pocket solutions. One thing I love about the pack is just the multiple pockets that work and they don't really conflict with each other. Up here on the left-hand side, we have a super stretchy pocket primarily for a cell phone. If you want to put gels or anything like that up there, you have the option. I like the bottle pockets because you can fit all sorts of bottles in them. These are the smaller 12-ounce Nathan Ice bottles. The larger 20-ounce Nathan bottles fit up there nice. Even the bottles that I prefer to use, because the bottle top can stay open the entire time and not spill around, they fit in there just fine. But then over here you also have a trash pocket that's cleanable, so you're not going to get tons of gunk in there. On the right hand side you have a little pill pocket that stays waterproof, another bottle pocket, another stretch pocket in front for gels. Then you get to the good stuff along the side. The whole side strap is one giant stretchy pocket on both sides. Right now I have tons of gels stashed in one side. You can put nutrition or a cell phone on the other side. I also have my bathroom kit on the right hand side. And one of the main vertical pockets here on the back holds a large water bladder. It comes with a 2-liter water bladder, which is awesome. You have an additional vertical storage pocket back there. And then the main pocket on the back is a vertical zipper that just allows you access to the stretchy, large volume main pocket on the back. You can put extra gear in there, extra layers, basically stuff that you won't need to access at all times during a race. Tons of options for a pack that is their more minimal version, which I think is awesome. Durable materials. This is something that I look for in products that you are going to end up using almost every run or every race for years, and this product is made of materials that will last. I've put a number of miles in this pack and then put it in the washing machine and it's held up really well. No major issues with durability, and that is a huge plus in my book. And finally, adaptable. I've been able to change my setup in this pack multiple times and it compensates and accommodates various setups. Some days I don't need to go out with multiple bottles, a hydration bladder, extra layers, all that kind of stuff. Training runs down here in Southern California can get really hot, so sometimes I just need extra water, and I can fill this whole thing with water. 2 bottles up front, bladder in the back, extra bottles in the back if I need. Most recently, how I've been setting it up is I've got a bottle up front on the left. I'll keep a bottle in the vertical pouch in the back. I'll keep my phone and a GoPro camera up front. I'll keep all of my gels here on the left-hand side, any extra liquid nutrition here on the right-hand side, and otherwise the other pockets I'm just not really utilizing, but that's totally fine because the pack is still fairly light. So I like that. The pack can work with the situations that I need it to work with. I don't feel forced into a certain setup. It'll work for long training runs, it'll work for races. I think that is awesome. That being said, this bag is not without its flaws. I have a couple of things I dislike about the VaporAir. Let's get on with those. My major dislike: sizing. This is a size small, medium. I also try to size large, extra large, which are the 2 sizes that they offer. And despite the fact that I buckle it up nice and tight, I still want to tighten this vest down. What ends up happening is you bring these two front straps too tight, it ends up crimping along your neck, causing chafing. If you don't have anything in the back tends to ride forward, causing the back of the neck to chafe. A lot of this is a result of not being able to adjust the sides. In their larger Vapor packs, you actually have side straps that you're able to adjust in addition to having these side stretchy pockets, which I think are completely necessary. I love these things, but this pack does not have those side adjustment straps. So as you bring these front two panels together, which I find I have to do even in the small and medium size, it begins to intrude along the neckline. And despite having soft materials here along that line to reduce chafing, the pack tends to ride right up there along the skin unless you're wearing some sort of collared jacket or long sleeve shirt. It's a bummer because I'm not a small person and I can imagine a smaller body having even more problems with this pack, and I wish I could just size up, but the problem with the large extra large, which I just so happen to have as well, is that it's too big. These shoulder panels are touching in the middle. I actually can't get the pack any tighter, but yet pack is just too loose. So unfortunately, sizing is a major issue in the VaporAir for me. Pole straps. This won't be an issue for many. However, a pack like this I may want to use in a race scenario. Last year with my 100 miler, I needed to bring poles. Some of you may find a race or a training run where you will also need to bring poles. Despite having pole straps on this pack, you have a top loop and a base loop on both sides of the pack to hold a pole each. While there are telescoping poles, a lot of people that I know, including myself, like to use the folding poles, which just don't reach from strap to strap. So it's actually impossible to attach these without really being cumbersome and tedious. I did find a solution, and that's to strap the poles horizontally. It does become quite bothersome as you're running, as they bounce around. Another solution with this pack is that you can just vertically put them into the stash pocket. That does take up a lot of the volume in that stash pocket. Again, not an issue that's going to affect everybody at all times, but one that will. And my final dislike, slappy straps. This is not a problem that is individual to the Nathan pack. It's actually a lot of hydration packs I've had this issue with, and that is any strap that is not buckled down or tied down begins to slap around as you run. This pack seems to have a number of straps right up here by my head. There are 2 cinch straps on each shoulder that compress the back of the pack in case you have a lot of stuff in there. But as you tighten them backwards, leaving inches of loose strap to just flap around your ears. These actually became the most annoying. In addition to that, the pole straps, these elastic straps that are just behind your ear, have a little bit extra weight to them, so they also begin to slap around. And then the sternum straps, if you end up having to tighten them as much as I do, this strap tends to flap around as well. There are solutions: tying the straps, cutting the straps, melting the straps off, but then that limits your future adjustability, so I really dislike cutting and cinching straps. And also these chest straps tend to slide up and down. I found a solution by literally sewing a knot in the plastic slide strap to keep those from sliding around too much, but that also became a problem. Okay, so that's pretty much it for dislikes on the VaporAir. I think it's a pretty solid backpack, but every time I ran in the pack, I tended to have a good time in it. The main thing is that every time I ran in the pack, I didn't forget that I was wearing a pack, and that was kind of the main dislike for me. But as I mentioned, Nathan makes a huge variety of packs, so maybe this just wasn't the pack for me. I'm gonna hopefully review some of their other packs in the future. That being said, I need to know from you guys. Many of you probably wear this pack. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below of this video what you think of the VaporAir. I'm curious. So let's get on with the points. Talk about quality. Durable materials. I think overall the quality is really good. 4 out of 5. Comfort. As I mentioned, I had some issues with this pack, but it has done far better than other packs that I reviewed in the past. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5, but really that's a borderline 3 out of 5 purely out of comfort. Price at 150 bucks. It's definitely at the higher end of things, especially being their more minimal pack. I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 on price. And finally, looks. Again, it's a pack. It's not necessarily applicable. I think this color version's not the best. They have a more blue, bright version that I like better. Looks, I'm going to give it 3 out of 5. Brings our grand total to 14 out of 20. Pretty solid score for the Nathan VaporAir. Again, with all packs, I encourage you to try them out for yourself. Give them plenty of miles, different scenarios, race, training. But let me know what you guys think of the Nathan VaporAir in the comments below. Now, as I mentioned, there are a couple other Nathan products I'm going to talk about in this review very, very briefly. They've got some cool stuff that they sent, including this, the Exo Shot, little handheld 8-ounce soft flask. Small, easy to grip, super light, 8 ounces of whether it's gel, fluid, liquid nutrition, or just water. Not a ton of capacity. I've really disliked this Hydro Pack top for a number of years. They've had it, they haven't changed it. The lock mechanism just sucks. But I really like this light glove aspect to the soft flask. I think that's brilliant. The SPEEDMAX and IceMax handheld water bottle. I think this is actually a combination of both the SPEEDMAX and the IceMax bottle. As someone who uses a handheld for most of my middle distance runs, I like this one. It's super comfortable. You really don't have to grip the bottle at all. The storage capacity on this is awesome. I can fit my cell phone, a key, credit card, license, a couple of gels, tons of stuff in this thing, and it's super stretchy. The only real downside is that squeezing the bottle and getting the liquid out is a little bit more difficult because of the bottle's shape and the location of where the hand is to squeeze it. ZEPHYR 300, another one of their handheld lights, has a really cool strap feature that just basically treats it as a glove, allows you to not really have to grip the flashlight at all. Super bright, even has this little emergency beacon. Loud and annoying. Whoa, whoa. So it's pretty cool that Nathan's not just making hydration solutions anymore, they're also doing lights and safety equipment, all of which is fairly decent quality. It's not the most heavy or sturdiest of lighting equipment, but it gets the job done. It's super bright, super light, and rechargeable. So they're doing a lot of cool things worthy of checking out. I think that's pretty cool. And that is it for today's review. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/thegingerrunner, and of course on all social networks. Over on Twitter, it's @thegingerrunner, Facebook, facebook.com/thegingerrunner, of course, gingerrunner.com, and Instagram, it's @Ethan Newberry. Every single Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm doing live shows right here, Ginger Runner Live, and of course, if you want to help keep the lights on and the mics hot, go to patreon.com/thegingerrunner. For as little as $1 a month, you help basically make everything happen. That is it. Get out there, train hard, race harder, party hardest. I know I am. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for enjoying today's review if you did. Goodbye!